My brain has multiple conversations going on at the same time half the time. There is no one set style of like what I've done. Doing a portrait as a conversation to me. So that's the kind of the difference between my photography maybe and the journaling. These are all the conversations that are in my head. There are bands next to each other.
Oh, that's
So there's like, this is Everclear, the band Everclear.
unclear.
Yeah, unclear. And this is the Bang and Filter. Well, there's Tarantino
That's crazy.
next to,
Is that Jennifer Lawrence?
no, it's Robin Wright.
And then, is that Jennifer?
And that's Jennifer Lawrence on that
That's
side.
Jennifer
Yeah,
Lawrence,
sorry,
okay.
yeah. The journals kind of are the catalyst where all this started. I was keeping notes on lighting and that, and then putting Polaroids in. Then they came off the page, and then I started doing more bigger collages. They reflect the times of my life. But this show shouldn't be about me. It should be about the point of inspiration. You should walk out of here and like, I saw this most amazing exhibition. It totally was inspiring me to draw on paint. And they'd say, who was it? And I go, I don't know. But I know the work made me want to do something. That is more interesting to me. In my studio and in my office, I have walls of inspiration. I just put things on the wall that inspire me or that I see go together that kind of start conversations. And they can sit there for months, or they can sit there for a day. And I never know. And then all of a sudden I'll walk over one day and go like, oh, I know where this is supposed to go. It goes in a journal. When I was in art school, I couldn't sleep, and my mother used to always say to me, just write down all your thoughts in a journal. And once you flush your brain out, you'll get tired and they'll be on a paper and you can go to sleep. And it was great. So now it's kind of like expanded to, what can I try? There was one moment in Paris where we were on a job and we came back from dinner and it was raining and all of the advertising had hit the ground and it was all soaking wet. And we were staying at this really nice hotel and I wadded it all up under my arm and I came walking through the lobby with it and then got back to my room and then I peeled it all apart and laid it all on the floor to dry overnight so it would be dry in the morning. So I don't know what the hotel room looked like after I left, but it was fun. Always look back on your garbage. Even photography, when I was printing, my printer, David Frawley, he'll save all of the rejects. All the stained prints or the things that have solarized or that aren't the right exposure. And the 3 Bowie pictures up in front are examples that he was doing it and then, he was saying, do you want to throw this one away or you want me to do something to it? And I'd be like, turn the lights on. And then we didn't know what was going to happen, but, something cool happened. Richard Serra said the best was, art is purposely useless. It's a grand line from, I see this piece of art, I want to have this in my house, or a poster of it, or some kind of image of it, because it says so much to me. I get asked a lot who inspires me, like where all this comes from. I mean, photography-wise, it was like David Bailey, Dwayne Michaels, Sigmar Polk, Robert Frank, obviously, because he would do things with Polaroids and stuff. I always think of more his later work with how he would approach photography and telling stories. The simplicity of walking through a Richard Serra sculpture basically creates an inspirational moment of me seeing something in a different way. So it doesn't have to necessarily be just one thing. It's multitudes of things. And I write backwards because I'm dyslexic and it makes more sense to me. And I can write quicker backwards than I can write forward. So I'll get all the words in, which is kind of funny. So I just kept on writing backwards as much as possible because it made more sense. And it also fit the energy of the work. And then it went to painters because I found painters to answer more questions than photographers to me. So then it got to be like Ansel Kiefer and Gerhard Richter and Ralph Steadman is amazing because I just love the energy about how he approaches his work. And then there's obviously the scattered ink that I use. Lucian Freud for the textural point of his portraiture and how he approached. Francis Bacon's a massive one just for the energy of the distortion of the imagery. I've worked for years just trying to find my own series of distorted portraiture that I can feel like I've presented in my voice, but is inspired by him.